2018 GSL Season 2 Goddess Overgrowth.
Artosis.
Yes.
There's too many players in this group. We got to get rid of one of them. I've come to this decision.
Okay, King Tasteless. Let's do it.
Lucira, Patience, only one of you is allowed to stay here.
And maybe not for too long either.
That's right.
We'll see about that. The Lucira, Patience. Patience definitely putting up a decent fight there against Scarlet, I would say. That was a nice little series that we had. Now, Lucira, he did get bopped by Gumiho, but then Gumiho beat Scarlet 2-0. One game being kind of a bop. So, I don't know. What do you think? How do these... Based on the transitive property of StarCraft, this should be an okay match. A 2-1 for Patience, I would say.
It should be. You can see, you can almost feel the adrenaline here with Lucira. He looks like he's gearing up. He's ready to go. He is not going to be phased by that first game, but I do worry a little bit for him. Yeah. Honestly, I feel like Patience is a little bit of a better player. There are definitely some chinks in Patience's armor as well, but I don't know. I have a hard time imagining Lucira win here, but I think you're right. It could be a very good match.
I think so. Yeah, we'll have to see how they do. You already have seen Patience's PVZ tonight, so hopefully he's got a little bit more up his sleeve.
Look at that Lucira picture. He's like holding his Gosu hand.
Dude, he's so handsome there with his jean jacket. Best jeanist, Lucira.
Good jeans, Lucira. We're going to go to game number 1 on the map Catalyst. Again, the loser is out of the GSL, our second GSL of the year. A lot on the line. This is the most prestigious tournament in StarCraft 2. These guys are hungry, but one's going to be taken out after this best of 3.
This is going to be a weird thing for me to say, but he sent his Overlord to scout before he made his drone.
What?
Yeah. I just happened to be looking.
Oh, that's so
and
weird.
I was like,
because there's
what?
definitely a right way and a wrong way to do this. This isn't like really up for debate.
Who knows? Sometimes when the game is loading,
Dead Pixels. Patience.
it's going at a certain rate, and you kind of have a rhythm, and your hands might not even be on the keyboard or something. Then it's suddenly, bam! It loaded all the way. Haha! You're in the game. Maybe that happened to him. I don't know.
Could be. Could be.
I don't want to be too judgy about such a thing.
So we are getting our PVZ in here. Lucira seemed to, I guess you could call them off-brand build orders so far in today's GSL. Kind of getting his bases up in a little bit different.
Yeah,
Typically timed.
certainly.
From Hungary. Thanks so much for coming down. Yeah, I mean, I'm just curious to see how these games are going to pan out. I feel like we didn't really get to see what Lucira could offer because Gumiho just came out with these insane builds. One that did damage so fast, it's like you're never going to get to play a normal game, and the other one was turtled up so beautifully, there really wasn't that much that he could do. Almost denying the hatchery, by the way, there. This Patience's probe.
Those drones don't screw around when they put that hatchery down, man.
Damn
Be
right.
awfully close to block that. But yeah, nice quick 3 hatch here. We'll see what tech route that Patience goes down in a moment. It's been a pretty decent day at GSL so far. Who would you prefer to see against Scarlet coming up next?
I mean, we haven't had a ZVZ, so I wouldn't mind actually seeing Lucira Scarlet.
Yeah, that would be kind of nice.
Because I'm not one of those people that doesn't like mirror matchups. I still don't get those people to this day.
I like all the mirror matchups.
I like all the mirror matchups. I think mirror matchups are really interesting because I like RTS games.
ZVZ is really fun.
Is it really that bad if it's 2 bug races fighting each other? Is that it, viewers?
Yeah, I
Is
love
that it?
seeing
You just
bugs
can't
kill
handle
each
it?
other. When I was a kid, I used to throw ants into spider webs. I mean, come on. Who doesn't like watching
Who didn't do that? Who did not do that, you know?
Yeah. Pull all the legs off of daddy long legs and throw that into the spider web, too.
People say, and then Artosis grew up to be a sociopath.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't get that, though. People that are like, no, I don't want mirror matchup. Not GVZ. No, it's so boring. I don't get
If ZVZ is boring to you, it's because you don't understand it.
Yeah. Phoenix on the way. Overlord here to spot and confirm that.
Yep. He's playing like we saw previously, getting the Phoenix first. Really preferring that style so far. Can hide your tech a bit quicker. And that first Oracle, what does it truly do? Not that much nowadays. Generally, you get 2 probes.
Yeah, it's just a handy tool to have even later on. I mean, yeah, if you can get some probes, absolutely do it.
Yeah.
Who wins this? What do you think? I'm saying the Overlord. Oh, okay. It was the Phoenix. Robo Bay on the way.
See if he just goes into his Twilight in a little bit here. It kind of looks like it with those additional 2 gases.
Now, if you guys have not heard a Luceri interview, well, then you guys have just missed out.
Yeah.
He's the best interviewer we got. He looks right in the camera. He's got a deep voice.
The deepest voice.
His voice, he looks and sounds like the way I feel about Morgan Freeman's voice.
Yeah.
Like it's got a, yeah, you know?
Yeah.
But we
Super
might
deep,
not get to have that. In fact, I bet he would be a pretty good caster.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if he actually did something like that someday. His voice quality is #1. Korean scene.
Oh, for sure. If we ever make a pro gamer animated movie, he has to do the voice of it because his voice is so good.
There is a pro gamer movie coming out though.
What? Really?
Will Ferrell, man.
Oh, it's gonna be a comedy.
Like an old pro gamer. I can't wait.
Oh, I can't wait. You know what I find funny? I'm gonna call this ahead of time. A lot of people are gonna be like really offended because it's gonna be making fun of esports. It's not funny. And I'm like, no, it's okay.
I bet you it'll be really fun.
I bet you it'll be fun. Will Ferrell's actually quite funny.
Yeah, he's really funny.
And I would love to see something poking fun at esports because I'm secure with myself and my job and what I like.
I like what I like.
Now, then again, they have to do it right, though, because there's so many funny things you could poke fun at. But if it's going to be some kind of weird, like what old people think what we're doing has something to do with like Atari, you know, all the joke references aren't quite there, then there's a chance it could be, you know. But I'm open to it.
Look at that prism.
Yeah, get out.
It's not even anything.
What are you doing there? Yeah, empty prism just flew in there. Patient's like, whoops.
Sick tag. I see the drones mining.
And now I know that you do keep your extractors.
Hydra's on the way right now. Templar Archives is not quite done yet. That 3rd base will be finishing, though. If Losira goes for a pretty quick attack here, a Hydra Link attack, that could be really effective. The Prism is just about the only thing that's possibly going to be able to keep him back. Ooh. Yeah, not bad.
Not bad at all.
By Lucira.
That's what I meant.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Ooh.
This is actually pretty big, man.
Yeah. That was nice.
Oh, get the Immortal!
No.
Ah.
Can't do that. That's too much. Too much to ask for. Now look, this attack coming down, he can actually do a lot with this, I bet you. I think he's, because there's not a sentry out. The splash damage consists of a single
There's
Archon.
not even really army over here. Patience actually attacked his own gateway for a second there.
Dude, he's going to lose his 3rd, I think.
Yeah, there's just not enough here to defend.
Yeah. Just take your time with this attack. There's no Psystorm. There's like 2 Immortals, no sentries. When you have no sentries against this, oof.
Yeah, I think this is working out beautifully.
Yeah.
Pulling the links back so they're not just eating too much damage.
But look at this. Now the Hydra's just going to be able to eat through these Archons. Oh, goodbye.
He needs to get a few more Zealots up here in the front.
Yeah.
The Zealots are really the only thing that is keeping Protoss from getting run over here. Oh, wow.
Oh, boy. Even getting some Lings into that main base now. Just going to stretch out multitasking up Patience.
Kind of an odd moment because Immortals are not exactly great against Hydras. They're not bad against anything, really, but these are not like the units that you need. There's enough Hydras that the Zealots just get vaporized the moment they get close to this clump of Hydralisks. And now with the Lings coming in here, the Lings are the one thing that are actually pretty good against Immortals. GG, Lucira did it!
Man. Prism getting back a little bit late, not even able to help Micro there at all. Kind of a strange one from Patience, right? Because he was like originally following a similar build order to what we saw previously, where he was getting very quick Templar Archives and Psystorm.
Yeah.
And then his Templar Archives was kind of late. And then he made Archons against someone just making Hydra Ling, and What are you going to do? The Hydras are going to bowl you over. Like, it's better to go for just about anything than
Look at Lucera right now. Look how focused he looks. He looks so intense.
He is intense.
Patience is not looking intense.
Patience is like, wow.
I lost my base.
Hydras kill things quickly. That's crazy.
I lost a lot of zealots, those Hydras.
Yeah, well.
Look at
Faceless, I
Lucera
gotta
holding
tell you
his
something.
Gosu hand. How many nerds have I crushed with this hand? Nobody knows. I was born to slay the dreams of other nerds.
Yes, and he might be slaying the dream of Patience coming up here.
Every nerd I kill, I take his soul and put it into a locket that I keep around my neck.
Where's that locket now? He lost it on the subway.
It's really scary. Someone's going to find that locket. There's a lot of souls in there. Lucera's looking so intense. Imagine he just like looks into the camera after this this zoom in here. It's like so intense.
Lucera.
And the eyes just dart up. Oh, he can see me.
He is hyped right now, man.
Yeah,
I
the
just saw him check
adrenaline.
his minerals and everything.
Dead Pixels. Patience.
Hopefully, Patience can pull this one together. Got a strong second game against Lucera. But yeah, I think Lucera Scarlet could be a very good match as well. Scarlet's got good CVZ.
Okay. Wow. Making a constellation there with those waypoints. Now we got the Big Dipper. Can you stop my Big Dipper play?
Nope, not yet.
What next?
Back off, Probe.
This probe says sometimes it's better to just walk away.
So,
You never made that hatchery.
no.
Still waiting.
Gotta wait for those minerals. There you go.
Those min-mins, as we call them.
Yeah. That's what you call them, at least. Min-mins.
Min-mins. Mine more min-mins.
So, Tasteless, what are you up to?
Okay, I knew you were going to ask me that question.
I
By the
don't
way,
know.
you shifted in your chair and crossed your legs.
Yeah, and I'm looking at you
And now you're looking at me,
'cause
you're
I'm
like,
guys,
say something funny, Tasteless. And, you know what,
Well-
I'm not going to do it. You get back into the game. Focus in here, Toast. Quit messing around.
Yeah, it's not going to happen. Warp gate, so no Stargate. There's one thing.
That's one thing.
Yep.
That's one thing to write home about right there. Yeah, we do have a little bit of a slower opener here. You have a Nintendo Switch, right?
Yes.
And you said you were thinking about getting Dark Souls, the remake?
Yeah, I'm going to get it, I think.
I
So I'll
don't know.
actually play
I don't
if
know if
it's
that
on
would
a
play.
system.
Would it play well on a Switch? I feel like you actually need just like a normal, because you would
I have a
normally
normal
play it
controller.
portable. Oh,
No,
you would just have it hooked up to the TV.
Well, no, you have like, there's like a Bluetooth or whatever remote that, or a actual controller. Like it comes with
really?
a nice controller.
I don't have
I
a
don't
Switch
use
yet. I
that
should
stuff
get
on
one.
the side of the screen. Who does that? Who does that?
I don't know.
I like stretch both my arms out all the way to play a video game. It's like, what? Are you trying to fly? Are you an airplane playing this game? These dummies playing their Switch like that? What are you even doing? Get yourself a proper controller. What are you doing? It's like all these, oh man, all these kids playing on keyboards that have number pads. Guys, we have keyboards without number pads now. You using the number pad in your game? Oh, you're not? Or are you telling me that you just want your keyboard that far away from your mouse pad? Is that what you want? Do you
Yeah,
know what
I
you want?
prefer-
Have you ever tried it? If you just happen to want exactly that width,
Or
that's the
Toast,
number
how are
pad.
they going to input their phone number quickly when they're buying stuff online, or their credit card number?
They're going to use their cell phone to do that
Oh,
because it's
okay.
more secure.
You're good.
The computer is only for playing PC games. By the way, this is a build that Patience used against Scarlet. This is a lot of Lings and a Baneling Nest, though, coming up.
Lucera.
There might just be a bust.
He might just roll him, guys.
This is a real possibility. Obviously, if the Darkshine gets up, that is going to be a big, big deal. Now look at this. He's kind of scouting for things like this.
Yeah, he's looking, but so far, Lucira's actually hit most of the things. Okay, I believe the Warp Prism saw the edge of that.
I'm not sure. Whoop. Maybe. If he did, then he would be over there right now. But he's not over there right now. Oh, man.
Oh, man. Lucira might just do it. He was underrated, apparently. He's coming up now. Second Warp Prism almost out, so No Immortal's here to help.
Oh, boy.
Oh, wow,
Okay,
that's a lot. That did not go as well as it could have gone. But the Lings are in.
Dude, he's using all of his Warpins right now before that Darkshine's done. I guess he has to. A big recall going home.
More
And
Banes coming up. More Banes coming up.
Look at that. He stops the Banes from getting in. That's a really big deal.
Okay. Power out at that gateway in Robo. Another pylon being made, although I have to say, I thought this was just going to do more damage.
Yeah, I did too.
It's actually kind of odd how everything went down in this.
Well, the recall really kind of messed everything up. Also, the fact that there was a Stalker in there, it ate like 8 Banelings, and then he still had to attack it. And now, this is happening.
Uh-oh. Did you know these things are actually invisible? Yeah.
Is that why he's not attacking them? Literally can't even see those?
Oh, my God.
Those swordmen are so strong.
Yeah,
what is going on here?
Someone needs to contact Blizzard about the invisible swordman.
Oh, my God.
Look at that. How much damage do those swords do?
Dude, they're like ninjas.
You would have thought Protoss would fight with lasers, but no, look at this.
They got swords, too.
And
lasers if you're far away, swords if you're up close. Oh, my God.
Well, this is just kind of sad.
Yeah.
One more should do it. All right, swordmen.
Oh,
let's get out of here.
Well, at least the swordmen can't do anything else.
Do you know what else I heard about swordmen, though? You can take 2 of them and turn them into a blue ball guy.
Blue ball guy?
Yeah.
That wouldn't be made out of pure energy, would it?
I think it is.
Oh, my
I think
God.
It's pure energy, guys.
Certainly it would
Watch.
take less than 17 Banelings to kill that, right?
You know, he's just going to keep making invisible swordmen. There we go. Cotton balls.
Oh, my God. These swordmen are so strong. Well, luckily they can't move across great distances.
But there's one
instantly.
of these units coming. This is called a map changer unit. It has the ability to make a force field and block stuff off.
Well, at least it can't increase the armor of the units.
Well, yeah, especially not to range attack. Oh my God, these Banelings are not getting the connections they need.
Well, certainly these giant cotton balls are going to die soon, right?
I don't know. If you're good enough, you can pick them up and put them inside the Warp Prism.
Well, the Warp Prism has to be right over him, right?
No, not at all, actually.
No way.
GG, Patience with the vengeance. Ooh. Try to Baneling bust me?
Jeez. Well, I actually like the way that Lucira approached this, right? He won game 1 in a pretty straightforward manner with that Hydralisk attack, and then just goes for a Baneling bust. And the thing is, Patience didn't know it was coming, wasn't super prepared, but he had the energy for a recall instantly. His Prism came back, right? Was able to micro that very efficiently. He re-walled immediately. There was like a lot of, his crisis management there was on point.
Lucira has not given up. He had an attack that should have done more damage, but it was shut down so wholly that Patience was able to come back across with a DT drop, took out the main. It was basically game right there. The final map between these two players is going to be on Neon Violet Square. Lucira is hungry to go on to the round of 16. Patience, another player who still has yet to really exhibit great performance in a GSL, wishes to do the same thing. He wants to move on. Meanwhile, Scarlet is waiting in our 5th best of 3, which will be right after this, to take on the winner. Okay, our game's loaded up. Let's do this.
Lucira. Dead Pixels. Patience.
Can I say something about the Invisible Swordmen?
Yeah, go ahead.
The fact that some of them have a sword and some of them have a scythe is really cool. It like kind of Makes it interesting, right? That you
Sure,
could warp
yeah.
one in and you don't know which one you're getting. But why would you battle with a scythe if you didn't have more range? I think that those scythe DTs
I feel like the
are
scythe
jobbers.
is actually a horrible weapon when you really think about it.
Well,
Like, there are good weapons.
It
Like,
has more range, so that can be good.
but I don't know, man. Let's think of all the weird out there weapons there are. Okay, now, scythe I put quite low. You know how we joke about like the guy who would fight with a net and trident. I'm like, is this really a good way to fight?
Well, it just made things more interesting in the Coliseum, right?
Yeah. Well, I think it's like, you need to have. Listen,
Got range.
if you're going to talk about weapons, you have to have different weapon guys.
Well,
okay?
here's the thing, Tasis. You think that's bad, and all right, if they gave you a sword and me a net and trident, I would kill you because I would throw the net over you, and you'd be like, "Oh, oh no!"
I know, my
and then
net-
my trident just stabs you.
No way,
because
man.
you're in a net and you
I would
can't
cut
move.
through the net with my sword. What are you talking
You
about?
think you would, and then you'd
And
realize.
then guess what? I got a boot knife, okay? I tap my heel and I stab you with my boot knife, okay?
You won't do anything because there's a net over you, and you'd be trying to
No,
swing
I
your
already
sword.
told you I cut through your net with
Dude.
my sword.
No, you think you would because you watch too many superhero movies, okay? Here's what actually happens. There's a net over you, and you take your sword, and you realize that your arms can't move too much because there's a heavy net on you. Then you start to try to hit it, but you realize you are not super ripped. You can't just swing
Well,
it and
what
cut through
weapon
the net.
gets me out of the net? There's none. In that case, definitely not a Morning
Well,
Star.
maybe if
that
you
would
were
be a bad one to have
a
net
sword
thrown over you.
fighter, or maybe if you had some speed to you, you could dodge the net. But no, I know
What about
you,
a musket?
Tasteless,
Can I have a musket?
there's no musket.
Ah.
Thing is, you wouldn't know how to load it. Like you just like roll the ball down
Actually,
there. It
that's
has no-
true. I would not know how to load a musket.
You wouldn't push it back with the gunpowder and stuff. You pull the trigger, you'd be like, oh no! And then I would hit
Okay,
you
but what
with
if
the
I have a
trident.
net and trident? We both throw our nets at each other, and then it's just a trident fight. Ooh.
Well, here's what I would do, right? You'd throw your net at
I
me.
would
and
poke you
catch it
open with my trident, and vegetables would just start coming out, Artosis.
Dude, no. You would throw your net at me. You'd get overexcited. I'd catch it with my trident. Now I have 2 nets. Okay?
Two nets.
You're so done.
Oh my god.
And I'd lay one net on the ground. You run towards me, and I pull the net, and you trip. And then I get you to my trident again. Tastes, you can't beat me.
This
It's
is, yeah,
so
I mean,
silly.
You've laid this out pretty
I'm
convincingly.
basically the best net trident fighter. So don't you ever trash talk
Yeah,
net
no,
trident.
I've been put in my place. I stand corrected.
Neptune is the god of the sea for a reason.
I think that's Poseidon.
It's both of them.
Does he have different names?
Well, there's
Poseidon's like his battlenet handle.
different things stole each other's like gods and stuff, right? Like one's Norse and one's Greek, if I'm not mistaken.
Is one Norse?
I believe so.
The Romans took the Greek gods, and then they didn't rename them.
Yeah, but didn't the Greek guys take the Norse gods or something? I don't know. Something like
I don't
that.
know. I'm not sure. I genuinely actually don't know the answer to that. Okay, only 2 drone kills, and the Oracle's pretty bruised, so that should be it for a little while with the Oracle coming in here to do damage.
Oh yeah, StarCraft's going on.
Yeah. And we're in game 3 with these 2 guys.
Yeah.
Lucera actually is doing a pretty good job in the series so far.
He certainly is.
Because
I like the way he's
honestly,
been playing.
every time we cast Lucera, I'm kind of secretly rooting for the guy.
well,
you know?
now especially, his personality is fantastic.
Ooh, this is not going well for Patience.
Yeah, not yet. Oh.
That's what the Adept was saying in that chase scene.
Yeah, only gets 2 for 2 adepts, so pretty solid defense there by Lucera.
I thought that robot was unpowered. I'm like, how? How did it finish building it? It doesn't have power.
Well, wouldn't that be funny? Especially if it became unpowered because he turned off a warp prism and flew away, and you're like, wait.
Yeah, it's like some kind of loophole.
Especially
How is
now
it possible he had a warp prism to make his first robo at?
How does
Yeah.
that happen? Just confusion everywhere. The replay file's corrupted, so we'll never know.
Yeah. It's like the chicken and the egg thing.
Yeah. What came first, the prism or the robo? It's like, well, the prism.
It was the robo.
So it's the robo. But how did you power the robo? It's like, well, with a pylon. Like,
What if the Protoss had a building that you could only make under a warp prism?
Classic thinks there is one. It's called the
That's
shield
right.
battery.
I was loving that series. He's just gonna do it.
It's so funny.
You can't surround me with your
Am I-
legs. Yes.
Ooh.
Very
Look, they drop
satisfying. Try it
And they
again.
use their sentry attack on the
I
lanes.
can't believe he just went in there and
Yeah,
attacked
I
that again.
can't.
Come on.
He's waiting. Oh, that's what he's doing. He's waiting because he knows that the Oracle's running out of energy.
He needs to hide
and then
him
you
in the-
can't make the Archons.
He needs to hide him in the squares. quickly.
But you can't make an Archon in there.
Oh, that's right.
Archons are bigger than those little paths.
You can do it now. Go, 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 go! All right, Cotton Ball Brothers, assemble. So Patience is still itching to try to come in here and do some damage. Now, we should note that Lucera is taking his 4th base, not at that free base in the back. So he's definitely more pokeable here with this. Now, I don't know how much Lucera has to really defend. I mean, he did lose a lot of links trying to slow this down. Oh, no, he's fine. I'm sorry. Just come down here. There's like a full army with a queen and roaches. I'm like, okay. I could have just waited.
There's like 2 Broodlords floating there, 4 Corruptors. He just uses the Prism. It's like tasteless. How did you think that would work? You and Patience are so dumb.
Okay, the harass is beginning.
All right. Pretty decent so far. Lurker Den is already on the way. It's Roach Speed just about to finish. 2nd Robo coming up. Neon Violet Square never really fails to give us nice long macro games, I gotta say.
Yeah, I actually have to say I'm quite fond of this map.
I am too. I like it. I like to watch it. I like to play on it. Might be my favorite map to play on currently.
No, it seriously makes for some great games. The expansion patterns are very interesting and kind of offer a series of options.
Yeah, that is true. It's like even your 4th base, it doesn't have to be right here.
Yeah.
You know, you could take the one above. It's definitely it's kind of like Abyssal in that way. A lot of longer games. You know, interesting map flow. I even like how the rocks open up different areas, and you know, those purple cubes are pretty cool.
Neon Violet Squares, Artosis.
I guess it matters what level you have your graphics set on, right?
Yeah. There will be a difference there.
I turned my gamma way down on my monitor, man. Those are just purple cubes to me.
Okay, Patience now stretching out, taking the 4th base in a pretty safe location.
That's some serious defense on that 4th as well. He's not messing around. 2 shield batteries, 4 cannons.
Lucera is actually in pursuit of this Warp Prism.
Yeah.
That will.
Is he actually going to catch it, though?
No, it will just get into the main, it looks like. I don't... Oh, no, there's always stuff here to defend.
Drop Lord's on the way.
I ever find it interesting that this is in a city? Like, those look like office buildings or apartment complexes back there. And a lot of the lights are on, so it's people are up.
Yeah,
they're
if
watching
they have binoculars,
GSL
they
in
can
there.
watch this.
They're trying to figure out what's going on in their city, man. There's aliens fighting each other there.
On the rooftops.
Yeah, on the roof. Yeah, on one big rooftop.
Well, this must be like a shopping mall or something, a big complex of buildings.
Could be, yeah.
Now, with the drops coming up, I don't know, like, he had great defense set up in his main base on this map against Scarlet around this time. So I wonder if he actually has that set up against Lucera, because there's going to be a massive drop coming out. We'll see in a moment, I guess. Rest of the army moving outside. No, not really. Like, that's not good enough defense. Previously against Scarlet, he had, like, on the edge a bunch of stuff, like a shield battery, a cannon. He had an Immortal in there.
He just knows this is coming. Okay, so here comes the big drop.
Now warping in some additional Zealots. He has some that he had just warped in as well. He has a shield battery and cannon, so definitely something.
Oh, man. There's not actually enough to defend this big attack here in the front. Looks like he's going to get the Cybernetics Core, possibly. Storms are blanketing down. If he can wedge the Lurkers a little bit further up the ramp.
I wonder how that drop
right now the
Lurkers doing.
The Lurkers are not really fighting as much with the army here.
Yeah, it's kind of zoning things out a little bit, but those Immortals coming down.
Yeah, I don't know about this. He might want to back up. Those Immortals, I think, can do a lot. Oh, sick.
25 probes.
Oh, my.
Unpowering some gates and stuff, too. Not bad.
And Lucera's continuing to power up. It's 10 more Hydras, 42 more Zerglings coming.
Well, that is definitely a lot of damage from Lucera. Patience in some trouble. I feel like he defended very well against Scarlet when she was trying to draw, but you know, still ended up losing that game. And here against Lucera, that's pretty massive damage. Like, he's still got 4 bases, and Lucera only is on 4 bases, so I don't want to call the game over. He does have splash damage and Immortals, and those 2 combo well against Zerg last I heard.
The thing is, he can just keep doing this. He can keep dropping and hitting the front. And I don't really think that Patience is getting any bigger while this is happening here. And this is a smart play. Dropping the Lings. Yeah. Oh, my God. This army's at a horrible angle.
Oh, good Psystorm zone. Runs away.
Yeah. Those are the best Psystorms you could basically ask for.
Yeah.
Lucera practically maxed out here.
Look at this. The 2 Phoenixes are actually going to help him to clean up the rest.
Yeah, those Phoenixes actually, in a lot of ways, just saving the day here.
All right, so kind of defending against everything, and now Lucero running around the other side of the map, but that defense right there, those are full energy shield batteries, so this will hold on until he gets units back into position.
Okay, this angle is a little bit more desirable for the Zerg. It's much more open, but the Hydra number is not that huge. And honestly, Lucero is just trying to force this game to end in some way. I mean, if Patience can keep hanging on and trading favorably, I think Patience can actually do this.
Absolutely. Like, Lucero is staying on this tech level and just making units. That's it. Like, Lucero is sitting on the same amount of drones for a really long time, 70, just over 70 rather.
Lucero has held off like throughout these fights, like, well over 100 supply of Zerg units, hammering at him. Now the worker count is still a little bit lower here for Patience, but not low enough that he can't keep producing enough, I think, to hold this off.
Yeah, the transition is coming now. But you might have to... here's the thing. Do you fall back defensively, or do you keep harassing, but more half-heartedly? Because you... Like, if Patient gets all his units together now and does an attack and they hit head-to-head, Patience wins. He's got a ton of Immortals.
It's a tough one, right? I don't feel like there's any weak area that Lucero can really come in here and punish. I mean, the first drop did a lot of damage, but Patience really adjusted quite well to that. The gold base is being taken, and Lucero very, very late is actually taking this free base that we have a shot of here in the bottom right. And we are going to just keep having a shot of for a long time, it feels like. Okay, there we go.
Where he's waiting for that Zealot to attack the hatchery until it finishes. He can kill it.
Yeah, that was the game plan.
The one Zealot.
Okay, a few pokes coming in over here. Look at this, Lucero, all tactics. Yeah. Oh, did he see that Overlord? No, the Overlord's moving up now.
The Phoenix has just moved out of the way. Oh, he showed the Zealots too early. He could have gotten that hatchery.
Okay. A drop coming here. This could actually be intended for this base right over here. There's more workers there. And he's just going to try to do this really, I don't want to call it passive. He's just trying to do a lot with the little here. Oh, how funny. It's targeting the cannon. Oh, this is sick, though.
Yeah.
Except it's not targeting probes. So until he targets probes, it doesn't get the taste stamp of approval.
By the way, he's getting Blink right now, which I find kind of interesting, because this is not a normal situation where you look at it and say, I just really want to get Blink.
Yeah, it seems like he's trying to just finish up all the rest of his tech. But yeah, Blink is just kind of odd.
I think there's a reason for this, because actually when I was watching the Nation Wars, like Showtime versus Serral, I was trying to think to myself, how could Showtime do better against these drops on this map? Because Serral was so good with them, and we've seen here Lucero doing really well. And the only thing that really came to mind is if you just get a small group of Blink Stalkers, they can fight units that come out of the Overlords and pick off Overlords, so it could be a useful thing. Maybe this is a defensive tactic for him. Because it's like adding Blink Stalkers to an army against Lurkers doesn't seem like a good play at all, you know?
Well, maybe when he gets into a big fight and his supply begins to get cleared out, maybe he wants to make a bunch of Stalkers and try to blink in the main or something really, really weird like that. I just don't know.
If it ever gets base tradey or really smaller economies, Stalkers become really good again against Zerg, but it has to be like a really weird situation. I can't foresee that happening. We'll get out of here. I know you got some Psy Storms, but that's not enough. Okay, join up with this, and that's enough. That's a scary army without hive tech.
Yeah. Nation's trying to edge in. Lucero with some mobile defense is now assembling to try to meet this head on. And it does actually push Patience back.
Yeah, Adaptive Talons really make these such a great unit.
Oh, yeah. You're able to respond to everything much more efficiently. Now, we're at the point where they're both basically maxed out. It seems like Patience realizes, okay, I've got control of the center of the map. I'll go ahead and just expand here. Try to branch out a little bit more.
Greater Spire coming up, but the 3 Stargates coming up here for Patience. His army's really good. He keeps splitting it, which is kind of interesting, but...
Ooh! Oh my god! It's almost not killed. Still, these Hydras, you got to target down a lot of Archons here.
He wants to get that mothership. All right, ends up killing it. And he got, 2 Archons, I guess. Hydras deal damage quickly, man. Hydras have the highest DPS in the game. Don't at me.
Lucero's been steadily getting bigger and bigger here. Now taking the bottom center. The upper right still seems to be, I'd say, fairly available to him if he chooses to go there.
Carriers on the way. You know, he went Tempest in the previous game. I think there's a possibility he's not completely aware that Hive is on the way. The last time we checked Vision, he did not see the Hive. So he might, if you're playing actually against just Hydra Roach Lurker, and you go into Carriers, that is going to be just a fantastic way to finish out the game. Against the Broodlords, the Carriers are going to be a little bit slower to make, a little bit slower to pick off Broodlords, so they can be. It's a little bit harder to use than the Tempest in a way, but it's not necessarily a bad choice in this type of situation. But I think that he's a little. I don't know that he's seen the Broods yet, or at least when he decided to start the Carriers.
Okay, Patience is trying to crack this area in here. If Patience can actually break this, Patience can keep pushing into the main. And it looks like almost at the drop of a hat, he did. He's managed to come through. Now, the Broodlords are at a pretty good angle.
Yeah.
Obviously, these Immortals are going to suffer greatly against the Broodlords if they have to fight. And so he's actually going to recall this chunk back here.
Okay. I think
Good
that
save.
was fine. Like, he needs to save as many High Templars as possible. It's not like he has some... Well, his bank is actually okay, but you don't want to be losing all of those units just for free. The rest of his units, though, do have to walk the long way. Is he going to try to chase it down?
He might. Yeah, he's going to see it. I mean, this is a lot of Immortals Artosis to kill off. Archons, too.
Yeah.
But
That's
I think
a
this
huge amount of money.
I think he's going to try to intercept it here with these Hydras.
He's going to be able to kill it. Broodlords will basically clean up everything.
Okay. The Phoenixes are coming up. All these Immortals are going to go down. These Phoenixes are going to go down if he's not careful. In fact, some of the army trying to come up here to help defend. Too many Hydras, though, gunning down the Interceptors.
Yeah, it becomes a little bit hard. Great Psystorm, though.
Yeah.
Now those Interceptors being picked off pretty darn quickly, but
Hydras need to stay alive.
yeah, still, if
He's actually going to drive back. Nicely done. Handled very, very well there by Lucera. Lucera, by the way, is maxing out, so even though Patience is coming out here with this very sophisticated set of units, it is not enough. He's still playing second fiddle here to Lucera this game.
Yeah, he needs to back up and play very defensively right now and just get a very good composition. I gotta say, I'm surprised he's making Immortals.
It seems like
Kind of
the one
disagree
unit
with
that you don't want to have, really.
Yeah, it's not going to be that useful. Like, I mean, obviously they're good against like Lurkers or something, but I don't feel like that's really where you need to put your money. He's making 3 Void Rays at a time. The Void Rays kind of fill in the same place the Immortals do a lot of the time. I don't know. It's weird. Unless he thinks that there might be some sort of like Ultralisk switch coming up. But there's not.
Yeah, I was going to say, if there were Ultras coming, maybe, but there's not. So
Yeah, against Brutes.
it's just a bad investment, I feel.
Yeah. Some more Carriers coming up. I think he only made 3 Voids total before going back into Carrier. How many? Okay, he has enough Archons that I think that's probably good. But do you have, like, can you actually pick off the Broodlords quickly? I think is a big part of the question here. With 3 Carriers against this many Hydras, I think you lose your Interceptors before you can kill those, and then the Broodlords are going to deal a lot of damage to your Archons and your High Templars and whatnot. So I'm not sure that it's a good time for him to attack right now. I think he needs to wait for these next 3.
So the Zealots are going to try to come in here. We saw Scarlet do a similar style with having just a lot of static defense to try to help out. Now, these Broodlords ended up getting cornered over here. There's no way to protect these. This was probably a poor decision here by Lucera. Unless he really wanted to free these up to get something else with his supply.
What are you... Yeah, what's better... Like, what?
Yeah, I don't know. You know, it's funny.
Why were those over there alone?
We just saw the very tail end of that, so that was a little bit confusing, to be honest.
All the rest of his units were over here. Like, was that a mishotkey? A mishotkey attack? Like, at no point in any game, in any matchup, at any time, is it good to attack move across the map with 7 Broodlords.
You see his 1 Stalker? That's why he got Blink Artosis.
Dude, it's working.
It's working, man. It blinked right up there and did some more damage to those Corruptors.
Got at least 2 shots off there.
Okay, so once again, Patience is going to come from this top angle.
Ooh, he's trying to catch Carriers. Little does he know they just passed. Whoa.
Wow.
86 Psystorms in there.
Okay, Mothership is pulled in and taken out.
And the Interceptor's getting picked off. He does have to pull back. Corruptor's just chilling.
It's interesting how this game's sizing up because it seems like Patience got the gold base. It now has a lot more control over the upper right quadrant of the map, so you can kind of poke down and even hit that base that's on the low ground. And we're kind of having a much smaller mirrored image of that here for Lucira, who has also controlled his bottom left quadrant of the map and is trying to come in here and just kill workers whenever he can.
This is kind of cool. Like how he's just running a lurker or two around and just, you know, making his opponent run around the map a little bit.
But you can see this entire air fleet and ground army is returning home to try to save that. Now Lucira is trying to sneak into the top right and take a base up there. And I don't know when Patience is going to check it. Patience should be able to shut it down if he knows that he can get over there.
Well, he's attacking here as the entire army did go to the other side. A couple High Templars left over.
This is pretty ambitious.
Yeah. Okay, he has the Vipers out, so if he can actually nail some Viper spells here, a couple of ducks. I mean, if you kill a couple carries with this and the gold base, that's really solid. But actually, oh, is he flanking? That's what's happening.
Oh, excellent.
Hey.
Grabs those two carriers. Is this enough, though? A lot of infested Terrans down here.
Yeah,
making this position not worth trying to attack through. Lucira is now diving in.
His spells are used up, though, so I think he needs to just back up from here. Well, he picked off a lot of High Templars there, and I think he killed 2 carriers, 2 immortals.
And the Nexus is still being chipped away at. But is this enough? I mean, the infested Terrans are now gone. I would imagine Patience could try to engage in again here, right? He needs to get that Nexus. It's so important. And one more shot. It's gone. Now he needs to get out of there.
And run away he will. A couple more bases coming up for Lucira right now.
Patience might accidentally stumble across this base that Lucira hit in the upper right because of this.
Oh, stops following. I don't know. I feel like there's been a couple weird moves from Lucira, but overall I think he's playing like really nicely in many ways. Like the Mass Infester I think is kind of neat. Those obviously the infested Terrans forced him to run away very quickly, but without energy for a bit. It almost seems like there could be a window here for Patience, but he's playing very carefully. If he were to walk out and just lose his stuff, that would be very tough to deal with. You know, you go home and you're like, well, I guess that's how I lost. You know, I attacked out. I should have just sat back and defended forever, half map it.
He did not kill off those stalkers.
Wow. Well, now we know why he went for Blink.
This is it's all about the late game 3 stalker
it's
Blink
like
play.
12 minutes from now, 4 stalkers will ravage his base.
Lucira is now going to try to come up here with a blow that actually could eliminate Patience if he doesn't handle it correctly. Because this is all Patience has going for him right now, is these bases over here. And basically that position that you attack into, you kind of get both bases if you can control that area. Because you can hit the workers on the low ground. And Patience is now going in a kind of a base trade-like move.
A little bit of sloppiness right there.
Yeah. Neural Parasite here.
Ooh, those Psy Storms are just brutal. The carrier's dealing huge amounts of damage here as well.
You know, if you don't micro these at all under Psy Storm, everything will basically die.
I really like turning on the Void Rays. There's nothing there to do extra against. Those Lurkers getting some damage done over on the other side. Lucira not with a very big bank, but he's remaking 27 Hydras. You know what? If there's not any more Psy Storm here, can those Hydras actually finish off this army?
It could be possible. I mean, the attack hasn't really been thwarted over there, the one that Lucira is doing to Patience.
Like, the Archons aren't good against Hydras. There's not that many Interceptors left. Void Rays aren't good against Hydras. I'm not sure if he has any more Psy Storm left in that army.
The other thing to keep in mind is that Patience has the gold base, so he still has an income.
Oh, he actually...
It's pretty viable.
He replenished that army a little bit. Some more reinforcements came down. Hydra's doing their absolute best right now. The Stalker's actually helping quite a bit, though.
I think Patience did it.
Does look that way.
That should be GG. Lucira put up a real fight.
That was a good series.
The end, Patience was just too good.
Yeah, very nicely done. And Patience gets to go on to fight Skarlet again. He lost to her earlier at the beginning of the day. It was a close match, though.
That's right.
That'll show us who gets into the next round.
So we have the rematch for our last big game here.
Yes.
Today, I should say.
Lucira, unfortunately, failing to make that next round, the round of 16. He had a hard time making it there in recent times.
I think he does look a little bit stronger each time he's here. The problem is everybody's getting a little bit stronger at StarCraft 2.
Yeah.
We're still learning the game. We're still unpacking it.
Well, good luck to him next time. I'm sure he'll make it into GSL. He always does.
I expect to always see him in GSL.
Yeah. Well, one day he's not going to be there, Tasteless. For whatever reason. Who knows?
Okay.
Or maybe he'll always be there and GSL will end one day and Lucier's like, yeah, no, I was just always there.
Guys, we're going to a short break. Up next, Scarlet versus Patience.